Hello and welcome. Thank you for accepting our invitation. I'm Ted Bushman, game master of the Contraband on Ghostlight RPGs, where 6 Shakespeare actors play blades in the dark. Our new season begins on Twitch on February 7th, 2022. In this new story, Duskfall's canals will freeze over, and a lucrative partnership with the Collective will bring coin to our smuggler crew, but their new friends are harboring a sickening secret. Tonight we are streaming one of 3 never-before-seen episodes of our Season 0, before the character who calls herself the Girl joined the crew. These flashbacks, focused on a war against a rival smuggling crew called the Fog Hounds, will reveal deep and essential secrets about our characters and the dangers they faced, long before they met the mysterious witches of the Keltree Sisterhood, the vicious industrialist Ruthus Enjim, and the shadowy business syndicate of the Collective. A specific content warning for this evening. The Contraband is a crime drama, unafraid to explore the wretched depths of human nature. These episodes in particular contain strong language, violence, and prejudice. Also, in engaging with a challenging backstory, harm and sexual abuse of children is discussed. So, light your candle, open the archival manuscript, and descend with us into the Contraband. The 4 of you are riding in the rough penny through the canals of Crow's Foot. Oh my gosh, Eric, I love the background. It is about 3:30 in the morning. Cold, black water surrounds the boat. In the quiet of the night, the sound is soothing, a duskfall lullaby. You're riding home from the dinner you just had with the Crows. It was an eventful party, to say the least. Bram nearly won a game of Ghost Pawn, but he interrupted his likely victory by breaking his opponent's nose after the young man said something very strange. Also, Aldo helped the young man with his nose while Pascal watched. You then ate a 3-course meal and spoke with Lissa. You gained a sense of a divide in the Crows' membership between Rorik's old guard and the new blood Lissa is bringing in. And the Crows then shared with you their plan for a score, delivering the last 2 crates of blue coat weapons to a bar called the Taproot Tap, crossing St. Halford's Bridge during a period between crossings at night when the bridge is lifted. There are many things your characters might be considering. The party certainly came with some interesting revelations, ones about the Crows and potentially about Bram. Will you discuss? Also, relatedly, do you all even travel together home from the party? Do any of you choose to leave separately, trying to pay for a ferry or a carriage? Beyond that, of course, you've been thinking in the grander scheme about making moves against the Fog Hounds, supplying the Lamp Blacks, who are supplying the Lamp Blacks, or will you pursue some other goal on your score? Because we're kind of at the point where we've just finished downtime. So I've sort of landed you in the boat. If we want to have that scene, great. But, well, I guess, yeah. So for now, who's piloting the boat and what are the others doing? And is everyone in the boat going back?
Imagine I'm piloting the boat, making my way carefully, still sort of gingerly rubbing one of the splint. I think we ran aground at one point during the Railjack's
yes.
score. Sort of a little bit of scuffed paint, sort of regretting that.
Mm-hmm.
Bram is nursing a weird bruise that's on his arm, just kind of like looking at it, wincing a little bit, rubbing it. You may have noticed that it's been there ever since the ghost attacked us near the lightning rail. Or lightning
wall. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's not saying anything about it. He's just like, oh, shit. He's been hurting. You know anything about this?
Oh, it's easy. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
Looking at it. What does it look like? Can I make a roll?
It's essentially a normal. Well, it's a normal bruise for what's called a ghost burn, which means that the.
I'd recognize it.
There's a slightly luminescent. Yeah, there's a slightly luminescent quality that comes from it, and there's also the skin is slightly calcified around the bruise.
Yes. It looks like ghost burn, I would assume from your exciting work with the ghosts the other night.
Right. So, am I gonna die or what?
No, you're not going to die from a ghost burn. But it does hurt, and it doesn't quite ever go away.
So there's nothing you can do about it.
I could do something, maybe. I don't know what. What do you want to do?
I want it fucking gone.
I'm sure that would be very nice. I can't do anything about it other than wait. I could push on it a little bit. I could.
No, it hurts.
Yes. I'm surprised that somebody like you would mind such a hurt like this. Consistent, constant, always with you, considering you go out looking for it anyway every night.
Well, it's a little bit different than having, something cracked over your head. It hurts. It hurts like inside. I don't like it.
Bram, your business is your business. But what was he talking about back there? I have to know.
Is everyone around listening?
I'm just like sort of at the front of the boat, just like feeling the fog. Who knows if I'm listening to you or not? There's a.
I'm conspicuously looking just ever so slightly to the right, like very deliberately not listening intently to whatever the answer is.
There's one thing you need to understand. And it's that whatever you heard back there is something that I will never, ever speak about again. You understand?
I understand that it is something you do not wish to talk about. But I have to know. You don't have to tell me about it. Did you do this or no?
Do this. What did you heard something?
I heard something. Yes.
What did he say?
He said that somebody struggling to remember your name, somebody took advantage of a child. Took advantage of her, and I think I know what you mean. Did you do this or no?
If you want to know about that, you're going to have to talk to a dead man. Because the man who was accused of that is gone forever.
Wouldn't be the first time I talked to a dead man.
I just get quiet, looking out at the waves.
Bram, if you don't tell me, I will find out. Be it talking to your dead man. And if I find out you've done this, there is nothing you can tell me that will make it right.
That's something I know a little bit about.
And
Nothing can be done. Nothing can make it right. But if you want to find out more, you better go asking questions somewhere else.
Or what?
Just cracks his knuckles one by one.
Fine, Bram. And I'll grab the bruise and roughly wrap it in some, whatever I got in
Cloth
my
with
kit,
ointment,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the way I treated Jamie's Varix earlier, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
With an extra cinch on on it. And I'll leave it there.
The fog surrounds the ship, the boat, as you pass from the canal, from the docks, from Crowsfoot towards Silkshore. Is it quiet the rest of the way?
I'll whistle a little bit at the front.
All right. You get back in the quiet to the Queen's Magnolia, dock the boat, and head your separate ways. I don't know if there's anyone else. I believe everyone had gone through their downtime actions. But is there anything else I want to do? You can also take looking for information actions as free parts of downtime. You don't have to do anything. And there's also the question of what your next score will be.
Looking for information.
Yeah, I just threw that out there. No, I mean, I don't know why you would do that, but
Unrelated to the previous conversation. But,
I mean, if everyone's okay, I do want to look for a little bit of information, just a little bit.
would anyone like to join Aldo in his search for information?
Not me.
Yes.
Hold on. So, I mean, I'm not going to suggest I'm going. Is Aldo asking my opinion?
That's a
or
good point.
asking
Yeah.
some, because
Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe Bram heads out first when you all get back.
Oh yeah.
He leaps out of the boat kind of early in Silkshore and like walks off. Maybe.
Yeah.
after Bram leaves, I'm
Sorry, you go.
just going to turn to Aldo and I'm going to say, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make? Whether or not he raped an innocent child or not?
Yeah, that's what I mean. What difference does it fucking make at this point? You're not going to help him steal things. You're not going to help him deliver illegal things around the city. You're not going to transport contraband. You're not going to continue murdering with impunity.
Impunity.
Like it should have been more obvious to me.
More obvious
But-
to me.
That you would be the one to judge somebody about something like this. This guilt-ridden old soldier that goes to this soggy bitch in some forgotten part of town seeking absolution for sin. You don't need to be digging this up. It happened a long fucking time ago. And you need to leave him alone.
You've been
And let him
following
move
me.
on.
Have you been following me?
Yeah.
Why? Following me? On my own business? Doing whatever I want to do by myself? So interested in what I am up to?
Yeah, although I am.
are you following all of us?
I've had you all followed, yeah.
For the information, for something you can use, something potentially to push you, to get you higher up, to increase your standing here in this shithole we all live in.
Although I'm not going to trust that you're automatically going to understand anything that motivates me.
I'm at least willing to try. I'm going to trust you. I have trusted you until now. I have to wonder.
Your interest in this worries me. Your interest in this worries me. Bram is having a hard time. Bram doesn't need ghosts from his past being brought up by the people that he trusts now. He doesn't need people digging into the past, because the past doesn't even exist anymore. Here we are. He's here with us. We're working together. We're gaining some momentum. We've got a good thing going.
Perhaps more importantly, Aldo, you saw what Brum did to that boy. I mean, you took him upstairs. I'm not sure this is a wise avenue to continue to explore.
What do you think? I'm afraid of him breaking my nose for digging into something that I am honestly surprised that doesn't matter even in the slightest to you, Hicks. Or you, Verek. Is this not worrying to you?
It's certainly worrying to me, but more worrying is the idea that he might not break my nose, he might break someone's neck.
So
he's not exactly known for having an even keel.
I see. So somebody goes, rapes an innocent girl, and you say, hey, that's okay, please don't punch me.
I'm saying, what's the point in poking the bear?
If the bear... I can't believe you're saying this. You are as spineless as we all have thought.
What are you afraid of, Aldo? Are you afraid that he's going to do something now?
I'm not.
Are you afraid of
that? I would love to clear his name. I would love to be able to work together and not have to even consider this again. But there are certain things. There are certain things that are right. There are certain things that are wrong. And running drugs, doing illegal shipping, whatever this thing we are doing is, which I'm not even sure of anymore. Whatever it is, that is one thing. Who cares? Somebody gets a little high because I make them a drug and I give it to them. That is their own life. Somebody takes advantage of an innocent child. That does not strike you as at least being at least across some line. Is there a line that exists for you?
I think that that's wrong. Yeah. But I think that people change. I think that there are a lot of details about this that you are assuming, and that you're assuming that they're problematic. I mean, if you want to go find information on this, I won't stop you. And I'll admit, it hasn't been right that I've had y'all followed.
Ridiculous. I am going to... Yes, Beric.
I don't think you're wrong to feel the way you feel. I just feel that you are being somewhat hasty. There's a difference between having concerns and following those to logical conclusions and jumping headfirst into the fray. The way you just approached this was reckless, to my mind. I am also concerned with what we heard. I would like to find out what happened. I would also like not to drive our friend away if it's unnecessary.
I want to find out the truth. That's all. I want to know the truth.
Okay. I hope you find the truth. But I have a feeling that's going to be challenging, because at this point, anything that happened 20 years ago is basically a fable. But I hope you find the truth, if that's what you want so bad.
Fable. That is a very, very convenient word to use. Please, don't follow me anymore. And I walk out.
Varric and Hicks, you're left alone beneath the Queen's Magnolia.
Hicks sits on a bench and holds his hands up, and he's shaking. And he takes off his coat and takes his belt off and wraps it around his arm and brings out a vial of a red viscous liquid and begins to shoot it into his arm casually. And then stands up and takes some deep breaths and shakes it out a little bit, and then heads out into the night. Or the early morning, I guess.
Yeah. All right. And Varric, you're left alone unless if there's anything you wanted to do.
Poor baby.
As you said to your mother in your letter, you're making good friends.
Yeah. I think we're all getting along really well. Going great.
Gosh.
All right. So, what are people up to? What are the next steps? Anything that happened? This is free play.
We didn't talk about what score we're gonna do. We just fought. Oh.
We'll have to come together for that. I wonder,
So,
can I grab a little information?
It sounds like Aldo, would like to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I'll go other than.
Yeah. So, you could make a study roll, and depending on how well that roll goes, I could give you some options of sources you could go to, sort of just based on you sort of thinking about the places you could go.
I'll
and
do
then,
that.
Okay, go ahead. Hit me with the study.
A 6.
Okay. I'll give you all the options you've got that you can immediately think of. First is that you have a connection with a blue coat archivist who likely would have police records, whose name is Jared.
I love Jared.
You also could look to any newspapers, or also there's someone who is connected to your group who's known Bram longer than anyone, who is Decker, who you could reach out to. In terms of newspapers, the two biggest papers in the city are headed out of Charter Hall and Brightstone, which are the Duskfall Illuminator and the Crown Crier. There's also the University Press in Charter Hall, the Lamplight in Night Market, and the Pocked Picketer and the Sniggler's Summation from Coleridge in Charter Hall.
I love. I've been a subscriber to
The
the Sniggler
Sniggler's Summation.
So you could pursue any of those avenues, but that would essentially be walking into which is totally reasonable in this world. You could walk into the front room of the newspaper and say, "Hey, could you tell me something from 20 years ago?" And see how agreeable they are.
I'll go straight to Decker. If that's
Okay. Absolutely. So yeah, probably a couple nights later, you meet him outside St. Margaret's, and he comes up to you afterwards, as he always does, and takes his flask out of his pocket and says, "Oh, good evening, boyo. You want a drink?"
I was going to ask you the very same thing. Can I buy you something?
Oh, buy me a drink. Oh, don't do that. Here, take this one. Take a sip at least.
All right.
All right.
Whoa, what is that?
I don't know.
Surprised if you filled that up. Ugh.
All right. Do you want to go somewhere?
Oh, if you're not doing anything, I'd love to sit and catch up.
Always have a moment, me boyo. All right, let's go. So he follows you to wherever you go. You end up in probably a bar in Silk
just
Store.
a little. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somewhere nearby. It's pretty small, kind of hole in the wall spot. Mm-hmm. Look out the window at all the colorful lanterns and gondoliers sort of passing by, pressing these long poles into the silt. Great night. Oh, some good fights there. Good thing you were there to make sure that boy's arm didn't get torn off.
Well, I'm certainly glad that nothing too terrible happened. Bram can, as you well know, deliver the hurt, as it were.
Indeed.
Yes, but it's funny you should bring that up. I'm concerned about our friend Bram. And you've known him quite a while, yeah.
Oh yes, well, you're one of the first to be concerned about him. Most people just sort of look at his face and kind of turn the other direction. They're frightened and run off. But yes,
I've seen a lot worse than that face, I'll tell you. But yeah, something came up, and I'm just looking for the truth. Hicks Hicks believes I shouldn't be digging into this at all, but spoken like a man who has never confronted his past once in his entire life. But
I'll not get involved in that.
to be fair, I have enough of my own past to deal with to want to deal with his either. If that's
Have
what
you
mean.
boyos written up any sort of contract? This is sort of the part in starting a business among folks where things start to get a little hairy.
Well, it's funny you
Perhaps
should
some
mention that.
bylaws.
Honestly, that sounds a little too bureaucratic for my taste. I kind of like our fly-by-night seat of our pants kind of move we've been.
And
making
mine
so
as
far.
well. Mine as well. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Well, cheers to that. And you have been instrumental in helping us build and stand up on our 2 feet. You have done so much for us.
It keeps me away from the evils of drink.
Pour a little more into his glass. The thing I heard, and it concerns me because I worry, but that boy accused Bram said he looked like somebody from some time ago, somebody who took advantage of a child, and it's clear he does not want to talk about it. I am trying to keep an open mind to what may have happened. There is likely a reasonable explanation, perhaps. I don't know.
Make a consort roll.
Oh boy.
This is he's not a higher tier than you, but this is potentially a challenging effort. So your effect may be reduced, is what I'm saying. But it's controlled position, so he's not. You're not at risk of something bad happening with Decker, but it's just that your effect may be reduced. So.
Okay.
This is where the campaign shifts from us doing heists to Bram going around murdering people who find out his facts.
I know. I'm a little nervous.
Aldo!
I got another
What
character.
was I saying? What was
I
I
got
saying?
another character.
No,
That's
I'm joking.
It's a 5. Look, if it comes down to it, I want you to do it. All right.
Yeah.
5.
Okay. Decker does not miss a single beat. He's taking another swing and says, "Oh, it didn't happen."
Didn't happen. What happened then?
Oh no, it's a problem with the census. 2 men, same name, Bram Borden.
2 men, same name. My question is why does it matter so much to him? Does this cause him a lot of heartache, perhaps? Ooh.
Honestly, my friend, I've never known anything with which Bram did not have some enormous problem.
That's true. That is true. Can I? There's not the equivalent of an insight.
Yeah, you can study.
That's it. That was
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6.
He's lying to you.
Yeah, piece of shit. Okay. That's very interesting.
You have no idea what it means
Yeah.
that he's lying to you, but
Yeah, I mean that is certainly the case. Bram does not. He's not very easygoing, as it were. And I suppose if I were him, for sure, I would be quite upset if my name were lumped in with such a heinous and horrible crime. Is it?
Absolutely.
Did he know? I mean, it just seems like he taught at the university. No, it's.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember. I've had a bit too many already. He taught. He was a teacher, but I think it wasn't at the university. It was younger people, I suppose. Don't know.
Younger people. That's interesting. Deckard,
There's no D at the end.
Oh, sorry. I know a guy. His name is Deckard. It's all very confusing for me. I've had a few of whatever
I'm
you
telling
call
you,
this.
problems with the census. People with the same name. You see what I'm trying to tell you.
Deckard, I don't mean to insult you, but it does seem a very convenient excuse, and I'm wondering, why you are not being honest with me. I am looking for the truth. That is it, plain and simple.
Yeah, make another consort roll.
I am on freaking fire.
Yes, good.
I'm literally like 6s and 5s. Good.
Yeah. Decker takes the glass. He puts it down. Takes his flask and pockets it. Stands up and says, "Aldo, Bram is the type who he trusts me, and you know why? It's because I don't tell his secrets to other people."
Fair enough.
There is information you could find, certainly. And unlike Hicks, I don't know what his exact opinion is. Unlike Hicks, I'd say that's just fine. I will tell you, for what little it might be worth, that I trust Bram. And I'm obviously impaired, both currently and in general.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely. It's persistent, one might say, my impairment. So, that may not mean much to you, man of military honor. But I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
You don't have to say that to me. I'd rather you just... I'm just a civilian now, and that's how I'd like to go. If it's all the same to you?
Certainly.
I want to say I trust Bram too. But I also need to know. But I appreciate you taking this time, and you're a good friend to him.
I try. And he sets down. He takes the drink, and then as he leaves, he leans over to the bartender and pays for everything you just had.
Oh God, what a solid guy!
Staggers out into the night. He was like 6'3". This is like scarecrow of a man. You have 3 cohorts at your disposal, which are the maimed Leviathan hunters, the crows, old dogs led by Baldwin, and Ajani and Isioke, who are 2 red sashes. Those are the 3 people who you have gotten on board. So, where are they going? What are they doing?
Ajani and Isioke are... I don't remember meeting them.
Hicks met them. Hicks tried to get his friend Ekon, a lieutenant of the Red Sashes, to help out, and Ekon said very politely, "I'm sorry, I can't." But Hicks he was trying to acquire asset, and so he rolled well enough that he had to get something. And so I said, all right, these 2 red sashes offered themselves. Is that right?
They're the cousins of the person who got killed.
Yes.
In an alley.
Yeah, an Al-Kabulani musician. Yeah.
But their sewer location is where they are helping to transport materials for it's in Crow's Foot, and it's aiding the Lampblacks in their
that's correct.
War. So yeah, it's like it might make more sense to have the Al-Kabulani compatriots help out there.
Is there any value in 1 or 2 of us going with another group, or is that just going to be annoying?
I'm just going to throw out there, I think the Orca's Tooth is what you learned about it is that it is somewhat well defended. Even if there's a small group of people, it has armaments on the ship itself. And so it'll probably be good for all of you to be in them.
Would it be possible for someone to get on board? Maybe just one person, clandestinely.
Oh, to make a sort of stealth approach? You could certainly attempt it.
Like say not to volunteer anyone, but Varric here, dressed up like a
Fog Hound.
I was actually going to ask, like, if we can do gather information rolls. I want to find out a little bit about who would be most likely to be left on the ship if people got pulled away.
Great
If there's
one.
any way I could figure that out.
Absolutely, yeah. What is the so what Hicks knows, what Hicks can tell you is he knows a bunch of the places where the Fog Hounds hang out. He knows there's a bar called the Angler's Eye where they all hang out, which is in the docks. You could search there and go kind of listen and see what happens. You could he also sort of knows the general movements of the ship, so you could, like, late at night be on a rooftop in Crow's Foot with some binoculars, seeing who you can see. So basically, whatever action you would like to do, we decide what role that is, and we do it.
I guess I would like to go to the Angler's Tooth and look for any... Orca's Tooth, Angler's Eye. And...
Naming conventions.
Look for any Fog Hounds who are Varric's sort of similar height and builds.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
what exactly they're wearing and how
Yeah.
they talk. And so I'd like to make the case that that's a study role.
I love that Varric went to theater camp once. And, like, you know, that's really good. Sorry,
So,
I love this.
I think I'm gonna make that as a prowl roll. That would be my argument, because I think you need to make sure that you are not seen observing them in this moment.
That's fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Oh, it's okay. Prowl, I'm actually decent at.
Yeah, you're good at prowl. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
didn't think it'd be harder for you necessarily.
Yeah. No, I dropped one. Okay. First one was a 2, second one's a 3. Okay.
Okay. All right. So Varric, you one evening. Oh no, he's died already. He's died in advance.
On the floor of his pants.
He's like, oh, plays dead.
No, it's there we go.
Oh, I see. You were just being blanked. That's hilarious.
It was like, that was an embarrassing roll. We don't want to see any more of that.
Get this guy out of here. Get the hook.
So you find yourself at the Angler's Eye, and it's a bit rocky. It's built on boats, and so, like, it's this weird situation where, like, there's a couple boats lashed together, which in total consist of the Angler's Eye. There's a bunch of people here. You sort of shove your way in, trying to look, unassuming, or what you want to fit in among these sort of rough sailors.
You
And,
all right? Hi. Hello.
The
Fishing.
bartender.
Yes. Yes. Arr.
You go fishing.
Yeah.
Like on your own as a hobby.
Yeah, when you got a day off from the mines, you like to go out on the canal. And, you stick a toe in.
You're a miner. What's a miner doing in the docks?
You look for a change in scenery. It's a lovely place you got here.
You Go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
No.
So as you are talking with the bartender confusedly, you feel a hand on the meat of your shoulder, you turn and see a woman with this very narrow face. You recognize her as Solipsis Crate, who is one of the second in commands of the Fog Hounds.
Golly.
And she has someone else next to her, another Fog Hound, and she says, "I think I might recognize you."
I've got one of those faces. I think you don't look familiar to me.
And
You've been around.
Can I flashback that I followed him?
Yes, thank God.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'll give you that for 1 stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm there, like, not. Maybe Varric doesn't know, or maybe you do, that I'm there. But I'm like a little bit back watching this happen.
Okay. Yeah. And
With
the one
with a medium load.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, normal.
Normal, great, yeah, sure. So the man next to her, they say they look at each other and they says, "No, I think I remember you from somewhere else. Specifically, you may not remember this very well, but there were these rocks outside Dunslow, and this old blue coat ship. I seem to remember you piloting a boat that got away from us with some crates. Solipsis, do you remember? Oh, yes, that must be it." And her hand is just clenching harder and harder on your shoulder.
How many people are in the room?
There are a dozen people. They're not all Fog Hounds. You'd think that it's probably 2 of them are Fog Hounds, maybe 2 more, at another table, sort of off.
But we're like deep in their territory.
Kinda, yeah. This is their spot. Yeah. But there may not. It's not like there's snipers on the roofs. Is I guess what I mean, right? Kinda.
So, what I would like to do is...
Tell me what you would like to do.
I would like to reach into my pocket where I have trance powder, which does not count for load.
Awesome.
And I would like to sneakily do a sneeze into my hands and blast it all around me motion.
Great. Let's make a prowl roll. I think you gotta sneak that to see how effectively you can get this past them.
Oh no.
6.
Okay, great. So her hand is clenched around your face, like her narrow face is so close to yours, and you just reach in, and both of them start coughing and step back. And the man draws a sword.
Gun.
Yes.
Right in the head.
Yes.
Make it. Yeah, that's gonna be I mean, probably hunt is what it should be. You could also do wreck, I guess.
It's gonna be the same either way.
Okay, great.
Roll wreck.
Yeah, I'm going to push. Is that 2 or 1 stress?
2 stress to push.
All right.
Woo!
5.
Okay, great. You see a burst of blood from his shoulder as it strikes him, and his sword drops from his hand immediately. Solipsis pulls out her gun, slams Varric's head onto the bar, and points a gun right at it and says, "Let's not move, shall we?"
How close am I to flashback to be 4 deep in here?
4 deep. I don't want to miss a beat here, but I also want to give other people the chance to do things.
Totally.
I think y'all got this covered.
But I think Bram is unfortunately for Varric, potentially, Bram is he doesn't say anything, but his energy is all fine, shoot him, I don't care. And he just keeps moving forward. I'm going to try to kick the gun out of her hand.
Okay. Great, yeah. So, the
sorry,
rest
Jamie.
of the bar... Go ahead.
I just want to say sorry. Bram is reckless.
Yeah, the rest of the bar is going into sort of chaos. People are moving out of the way. You see others, people are drawing weapons, but a lot of, most of them are not engaging in the fray. It's more okay, if someone comes for me, I'm going to get him. The bartender has stepped back and is still polishing a glass.
Yeah, so I want to try and kick the gun out of her hand.
Great. Yeah,
I mean, if she gets a shot off, whatever, but
yeah.
all aggression.
Yeah. Whatever.
I know. Graham doesn't go that way. Bram.
Yep. All right. Yeah, make a skirmish roll.
Skirmish. All right. Six.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So she's got the pistol. You start coming towards her, and she hesitates just enough, You get in closer and you kick at her, knock the gun out of her hand. It goes flying and splashes into the water nearby. She like leaps back immediately. Varric is there. The two other Fog Hounds sort of approach with her. They are so she pulls out a short sword that she's got, and also pulls out a vial off of a bandolier she's holding. Two other guys. There's a pistol and a sword. So that they're away from you. You've got the open exit behind you. Of the bar. It is your choice whether you guys are going to do more. So Varric, you are on you've gotten your face smushed against the thing. Otherwise, you're fine.
Yeah, I would like to say. Wait! We weren't here to fight. All appearances to the contrary. I apologize. I apologize for lying. I'm not a minor.
Gosh.
The business proposition for you.
Okay, make a consort roll.
Not only does
this sway.
double down, he's triple down.
I know. I love that.
I fear that Varric and Bram just don't have compatible approaches.
I'm also
It's like business deal. Boom.
Literally just shot someone.
Yeah, dude. You've blown drugs in their face.
It was a 3 and a 2, so it didn't work.
No, Varric, and you also roll abysmally. It's so sad.
I'm ready for this not to work.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm standing by with something, I think. But...
Yep. So, one of the Fog Hounds shoots you in the leg, Varric. You take level 2 harm.
Okay.
You can resist and reduce the 12
Yeah,
roll.
I am going to choose to resist that. So that would be a prowess resist.
Yes,
right?
prowess resist. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's 2.
Yeah, you get 2 dice. How'd you do?
6.
So you take 0 stress.
Yay!
You reduce the harm by 1 step. So the bullet grazes your calf, flies through the pant leg. Bram, you're about to do something.
Go ahead, Carson.
I was gonna say, how much stress to be involved here? What I'd like to do, yeah, because I just feel like as it gets deeper, I don't know. You know, it's like, oh, here I am. No, but
Hicks has been running high and euphoric through the street for the past 15 minutes because one of his spies told him that something weird is happening at the other side.
But
Don't worry, I'm just going for
maybe.
a quick information gathering session. It will be in and out.
But go ahead, Aldo.
yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, my hope is that I'm not quite complete on Lightning 101, but I'm wondering if I can tinker in a way to get the lights out, and
at the Angler's Eye.
Yeah, you know, it seems like
I'd give it to you
So it's dark when I cut a fucking head off.
I just want to provide you with a little bit of cover. Nobody knows it's you, see?
So I would, if you would just wanted to have shown up right now, I would do it for a stress. If you wanted to shut off the lights, I'd do it for 2 stress.
That's what I think.
Great.
I would also agree that, especially because it's like, all right, this is getting more complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it's a great flashback. I love that. I love that creativity. That's really
I'll take that.
Okay.
As far as
And do I need to
Bram's
roll?
concerned, this has turned into the day we kill the leader of the Fog Hounds.
Yeah, I mean, why
Second
not?
in command.
Yeah,
I think she's not the leader, right?
Yeah. Billy
Oh,
Hook
she's
is
the
not
lieutenant.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still. And her name is Solipsis. Come on, you gotta kill her.
No one can live with that name.
Do I roll Tinker? Or...
Yes, you do.
I'll try. Sorry.
Do it. You got this.
It's a 4.
Okay, great. So you guys are sitting there in this face-off. He's just made his business offer. The guy shoots him in the leg, goes, "Fuck you, kid." And
I'm
then,
like, oh.
and then as you guys are in this standoff, there's this huge shower of sparks from the electric lamp above the bartender's station, and you see the neighborhood around you shut down.
Whoops!
All of the electric plasmic power, and people start shouting. The the power in the angler's eye shuts out as well. But the problem with these ones is the lamps break and shatter, and sparks start pouring out, and the planks beneath your feet set on fire.
Oh shit!
There's
Okay.
like a
In
very
the
small
flames,
fire.
in the flames, you can see Bram underlit, and he just goes.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Roll it. Roll
I'm ready.
it.
Running for
Can
skirmish?
I attack now?
Absolutely.
Roll it.
I'm going after her.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
So we shot one. There are two more with swords, and she's
Yeah,
got
so
a sword.
There
Or
were
two more
four
guns.
There were 4 total. There are 3 now. So there are 2 guns remaining between the symbol people. She doesn't have a gun because hers is on the ground.
In the water.
Yeah, it's in the water. Yeah, it's not even on the ground.
All right, I'm actually going to go after one of the guns then.
Great. Cool. Yeah.
I'm going for damage on the wielder, not disarming.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
6.
Okay. Great.
Oh my god.
How do you kill him?
Okay. All right. I just punch him so hard in the nose it goes through. And
Oh,
yeah, it's like,
you stove
like-
his face in
yeah,
with your
immediately
hand.
unconscious and
Yeah.
probably
Yes.
dies slowly after.
Yes. Yeah. It's just this, and you hear this like intake of breath, which as he tumbles, he falls and flips off of the boat into the water, so he will drown slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Because-
Sorry,
God.
I should note this. Are we on the boat? What is it called?
the angler's eye. No, you're not on the
Angler's
Orca's
eye.
Tooth.
Okay.
The angler's eye
On
is the
the
bar
angler's
where they hang out. Yeah.
Which is a boat.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, the angler's eye is a set of boats that are always tied up to the marina. It's sort of a gimmick. They're not used to actually boat around anymore.
like
It's a
one of
good
those
gimmick, though.
Gambling ships.
Sorry,
Is the
Jamie, go
one-
ahead.
Is the one Bram punched to death the guy who shot me?
No, is the other one.
Okay, I would like to, after getting shot, and the lights go out, roll over and pull out. I'm gonna mark off. I assume I came in with a light load because I was only planning on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's treat
yeah.
it that way. Yeah.
So I'm going to pull out my cane sword, draw it, and from the floor, take Hicks' advice and slash his Achilles tendon.
Baby.
Oh my gosh, yes, make the rolls. That's gonna be skirmish or anything else. If you can pitch me on anything else, but I just know that it's skirmish.
Yeah, I might argue for no, it's a skirmish. Yeah.
Finesse is fine. I could
Okay,
do
I'll go
finesse.
for finesse. Yeah.
Yeah. I could
Just
buy that. Because you're going
also
for
for
a
the-
delicate maneuver.
Exactly. Yeah. And alrighty, I'm going to roll better this time than I have. 6. Yes.
6. Great.
Yes.
So now I'm thinking, just remembering that you guys both have level 1 harm, right? Which means reduced effect on things related to that specific task. Okay. So I'm gonna give the 6 of killing the guy, but technically, because you got the bruise on your arm, right, Brum?
Mhm.
Which would potentially make it harder to punch as effectively as you would normally. You have been shot in the leg. You're grazed in the leg. So it's reduced effect is the thing, right? Like you don't lose a whole die, you just have reduced effect. So I am going to reduce effect a little bit on this, which is essentially, so I'm going to treat it as a 5 in this case with your roll against this guy. So you go in to slice his Achilles tendon and get him across the calf. So both of his calves are now bleeding, and he's, he can still walk. He's not crippled, but is bleeding actively, is staggering backwards, and he doesn't get to make a move on you. So it's just that you weren't able to kill him because the effect is reduced. Okay. Yeah. You guys are still in the moment doing stuff. They don't get
I'm
to
gonna
make rolls.
I'm gonna flash back and show up.
Okay, great.
Okay.
If you're just walking in, that's just 1 stress.
Well, okay, so this is what happens. Hicks runs in. He's naked to the waist, like covered in sweat. Like his hair is soaking wet and he's like dripping. And he jumps from the bank onto this boat, just like cackling with this like maniacal glee.
Yes.
And I've got a large club, and I am going to run up to the most obvious person, and I'm going to try to wreck them.
Great. Yeah, this is going to be solipsis.
And
likely. Yeah.
I'm going to be sacrificing position for effect, and the
Yes.
position I'm sacrificing is my own fucking self-respect, because I just ran half naked through the entire city, like euphoric and insane.
Yeah, people are like, what is he doing? There's like people getting out of the way, you're knocking him out. Yeah, so it is
Yeah.
now desperate position, which means that something very bad will happen with consequences, but you are trading position and the effect will be increased.
Great. What's it gonna be? Double fours.
Okay, great. So that is successful enough. So do you go for the lieutenant, Solipsis?
Yeah, I'd probably try to crush her knee from the side and completely wreck her situation. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want her to not be able to walk ever again, if possible.
Yeah. So you guys watch as Hicks like sprints in, and you're like, "What?" It's like Eulalia! You're like coming from nowhere through the dark, and like the sparks are flying, and there's fire. You see like as if in like those like strobe light, like this, all these as the clock swings, boom, and you see her leg just go wrong. It just goes the wrong direction, and she tumbles backwards. She in the process, as that was a 4, there's a consequence. So she stabs Hicks in the chest with a poisoned knife.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be level 2 harm poisoned.
Great. I'm gonna
Resist.
Oh gosh, should I resist?
Yeah. How much stress do you have here?
How much
I'm
does it
going
cost
to resist it. I'm going to resist it,
All right,
and I
do it.
might. Well, I don't know. This could take me out of the fight, but that makes sense.
You could have
I'm
some
doing it.
armor. I guess no, you're shirtless. You don't have any armor.
No, man. I'm completely. I have what you might call a light load. Is what I came prepared with. All right, cool. So this is. I mean, I only get 1 die. This is foolish.
gosh.
I'm just gonna say it's
my
foolish.
gosh.
Oh, so I rolled a 3.
Okay,
So I take.
that's 3 stress. What happens?
Oh no!
It hurts, but
You are.
I look crazed and like I look pretty happy, all things considered. It seems like I'm having a lot of fun. What would you call the harm that I just took? That's now level 1.
Yeah, it's now level 1. It would be it'd be knife wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, got it.
So it's just the one. So it's no longer. So you essentially resisted the poison, or it didn't take to the blade, or whatever.
Love it. Also,
Not poison.
super good Sunflash the Mace reference with the Eulalia.
Oh, thanks. I was referencing Redwall because I'm 10.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Sunflash the Mace was the one who's
yes.
from
I assumed, being you, that Sunflash the Mace was a punk band, but I'm glad it's a Redwall character.
No, that was actually my favorite Redwall book. No, it's the Badger who has the club, right?
Oh yeah.
Sunflash the Mace, that's his name.
That's amazing. Yeah, I just finished reading a Redwall book last week. It's so good.
Nice.
Eulalia! Okay, so so she's down. Her leg is broken. She falls down to the ground and she's staggering backwards. She has a blade still and this like vial of stuff. She's staggering, and then the guy is standing there with his calves are bleeding, but he's still standing there ready to take you on. What are you guys doing?
I want to know
Uh-huh.
where I am, and can I be in a situation where I brought a kind of rifle situation? Because I figure I can't be as close as I'd like to be. Just having dealt with the box, with exploding the neighborhood, but
yeah. So I think, in order to have done what you did with the box, there's not like a central power station, so you had to be nearby. So you were nearby. You're in a building nearby. I can put you on the roof for. I won't make that a flashback cost. You can have a gun because that'd be enough for a light load. The current thing is that it's pretty distant, and you're not necessarily a great shot. So you could make the shot with reduced effect, or try to make an approach. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I think like an approach would cost you time. I'm not sure exactly how I'd play that, or it could cost you effect. Cost you position, so you could get yourself into a risky position, but have the gun. Essentially, if you pushed to desperate position, you would be shooting it, but you would also know you see a blue coat cart 2 blocks away. So you could like get to a point where you're going to be like in the open firing a rifle. You know, it's at night, but like the blue coats would see and hear you. Or I could do another stress to have you close enough.
No, that's all right.
It's like if that's not generous enough, I
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, I'm trying.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to.
Cohesion, but reward you. For your
No.
creativity.
I don't like my choices. So, well, not your choices. I don't like.
I
my
understand. Yes.
Okay. Well then, yeah. I'm just. No, nobody's trying to get in. There's not backup showing up. Fog count
Not
backup.
that you're seeing, no.
All right, that's fine. I'll just start making my way from my building, like scrambling out of a window if I have to, crawling down as fast
Great.
as I can to get over there.
in
And
the
I'm
meantime, Promise.
I'm grabbing Solipsis's knife and slowly pushing her own hands, guiding it into her neck.
Yeah. Oh my
my
God.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, make the move.
Is this it's skirmish, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
you were in
Or
close quarters.
command.
Yes, yeah, this is your
6.
power. Okay, great.
Oh
Yeah, so
God.
she sits there just like hissing at you, and the final words you hear from her is she's like muttering also. She says, "Good luck."
Oh.
And she is.
That was so positive of her.
Such a well wish.
Yeah,
God, you're lucky. You got to kill her.
And her neck, like snaps back as she was like off the edge of the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got one more guy. So anyone present can make the roll against him. He's sitting there with a gun and a sword.
I mean, I'm gonna turn and try to.
Mason.
Yeah, try to just attack him with my club, like a maniac.
Yeah, do it.
Great,
Yeah,
sacrificing position for effect again to wreck.
Yeah, awesome. Do it.
I'm just not even giving a shit about his sword at all.
Yes, yeah, great.
Great, I rolled a 6.
Amazing. Yeah, so how does it happen? Tell me about it.
I knock him down, and then I begin to pound his face into his head into goo.
Yeah.
It gets to that point in the movie where like it was kind of cool, like the violence was fun for a while, but actually violence is scary and awful, and there are wells within people that perhaps are left unplumbed.
Yes.
And
yes.
it gets to that point
Yeah.
until I just stand up and drop the fucking club and look at my friends and I'm like, woo, yeah.
Yeah, and you are just red with gore, just painted up along you,
Yeah.
Aldo, you have been sprinting. You were sweating so much, and you arrive, and it's done. You get there, you're like,
Oh.
I look at the bartender. I'm like, hey, can I have one? Can I have one?
We need to go right now.
I just want, and I start stripping the cloak off of the one that picks. That this has all gone really well, I think. Now got some clothing and hand up the coat to Bram. You can take this and
all right.
who fits in Solipsis's?
I'm not sure we have. How close are these blue coats? If I see them.
they're a couple blocks away. You hear the familiar of the blue coat siren, their sort of wail. But you have a second. You can
Sure.
pull her.
Okay.
From
Go.
I mean, you could also take a flash. You could also take a stress to get the rough penny here. That's your call. That would be there. Yeah. Anyway, so you grab the uniform. That's what you wanted to grab, Jamie.
Yeah, I'd say grab one uniform from the guy that Hicks beat to death, and one from Solipsis.
Yeah.
Just probably not the whole uniform, just whatever outerwear, coats or jackets they had on.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you've got a couple of those uniforms you're able to strip them off. Everybody has run. The bartender heard your last thing but ran. One of the boats is still sort of flaming. It's not clear whether it would spread or not. I'm not sure if you guys do.
I'm gonna cut it loose.
Okay.
I don't know. That's gonna help.
Yeah. So you kick the flaming, it's a flaming portion of the boat that has 2 tables set up on it. You cut it loose, kick it out into the water where it goes out flaming like a Viking funeral pyre.
Are there more people in the place?
Most the people have left. People who saw everything going down left before it happened. So
there's no one I need to menace into silence.
Yeah, there's no.
Right.
They're probably on the shore, on the dock area. There are three people who have not who originally in the bar, but who have come and who have been watching it since then, and sort of just in stunned silence sitting there.
I'll just look around and go, yeah, all right, let's go.
I'll look at the people who are watching us. I'll just be like, "You like what you see? Do you like what you see? You like what you see?" I'm my arms are out and I'm showing off my blood-drenched body, just insane.
Wow.
Make what kind of roll is that? Are you trying? I mean, is it?
I'm not trying anything.
Yeah. You're just saying stuff.
Just do it.
I'm just on display for the fans.
Amazing. And then you guys head away. Yes, I assume you're.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Okay, so we get back to the hideout, and as we've been trying to discreetly get back, my manner changes, and I begin shaking, and I seem to be deeply feverish and unwell. The euphoria is gone, the mania is gone, and it's just I'm unwell, obviously. I get back to the hideout and just fucking barf, and I just have the shakes and just lay down.
Bram, I think someone has you beat for recklessness as far as taking care of themselves. I want to address this. Give them some fluids.
Yeah, let's do this won't count as a recovery, but you can do a tinker to see what you can do for him in the moment.
Just 3s. I just slap him on the side of the head.
You dummy! You stupid fool!
Yeah. The weird thing is, you give him water, you give him stuff, and it doesn't really have an immediate effect. You're assuming that he's just kind of gone a little bit wild and maybe at the worst, was a little too hot. But yeah, you think he might be sick or something.
Varric's going to stand there sheepishly holding the 2 coats that he pulled. I'd like to apologize for how things went in there.
No, it's all right.
Are you kidding?
Mission successful.
Yeah.
Yes. And Hicks and Bram, thank you for coming to my aid. Bram, I knew you wouldn't let her shoot me. I could tell. I was very confident.
Yeah, all right.
No, okay.
Look, I've got your back. You can
I appreciate
trust me.
I do. Thank you.
So, was that a score?
Yeah, that was a score.
That was a mini score, and I mean.
No, it was just gathering information. I can't go into score because if I take even one more stress, then I am out of the score and traumatized. So I need to cool off.
Yeah, I'm gonna just treat it as if it's a score. So I'm gonna give you the consequences of score, and you don't get any coins. The only benefit is that you've made a hit against 4 of the Fog Hounds, who originally on your first inspection, Hicks, there were 18 of them. That was your estimation.
Yeah, well, and one of them was the second in command.
Yes,
exactly. It was the navigator. It was sweet.
It was very good. Yeah. So we're gonna count it as a score. We're gonna give you. So there are multiple dead bodies, and it doesn't even one dead body gets you the +2 heat. So the question about heat is. It's not smooth and quiet, contains standard exposure, loud and chaotic. I think I'm gonna It's loud and
Yep.
chaotic.
Yeah.
We blacked out the
We
city.
shut down.
I
Yeah.
shut down the city. I blew that thing up.
Yeah.
This
So
is
yeah.
probably the most analogous to how actual gang violence happens out of any
yeah, completely unintentionally. Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh,
intentions of
gosh.
violence, but yeah, just things escalating beyond expectations. So, let me really quick check something. So yeah, that's gonna be 6 heat because it's
Oh,
4,
we're in trouble.
4 plus 2. Yeah, where does that take you?
It takes us right into the one under wanted level.
That's yeah. So that's.
So is that the one? Because we have 3.
That means
and
that your
1,
heat
2,
now clears.
5, 6.
It clears to 0, and you are now wanted. So, so what that means is, here's what that means. Wanted level, the entanglements that happen post-session are worse when your wanted level is higher and when your heat is at a certain level. Basically, if you have high heat and a wanted level, you will, you can get arrested. What that means is you either have to pay off the cops for an enormous amount of money. It's, I think, 3 plus your tier coin to not get arrested, or someone gets arrested and goes to jail. And depending on how wanted you are, the duration of jail time increases. So
I wouldn't do well in jail. My hair is too long and pretty. I wouldn't do well.
So the wanted times, as far as I remember, 0 wanted level is a few weeks. 1 wanted level is, I believe, 2 to 3 months, which is anyway, so so that's the current state you're in. But
For 4 murders, that's a pretty good,
Exchange rate?
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
I mean, that is true. One of us is going to be playing freaking Ash Boy here before long.
So yeah, wanted level 1 is a month or 2, wanted level 2 is several months, wanted level 3 is a year or 2, and wanted level 4 is life or execution.
We'll clear it. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. This is not the first time we've all been wanted before.
Can we clear wanted level?
Wanted level cannot be cleared until someone goes to jail. Heat can be cleared, however, and the thing is, you can only get arrested. You can only get arrested when you have a high enough heat to trigger that entanglement. So currently, your heat is 0. So basically, if you make more trouble after this, people will come after you.
But there is an entanglement?
There will be an entanglement for this session, yes.
So it's like when you don't pay your parking tickets for long enough and there's a warrant out for your arrest.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, things are getting worse. So, so there will be an entanglement after this, which I'll trigger in a second.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no pay. You don't get any coin from this. But yeah, wow, that was a fun
It's
score.
worth it.
Yeah,
It was great. Oh, God. Well, I'm going to get this knife wound taken care of.
Nice.
Would you like my help?
Yes.
For a price,
I'm-
of course. I mean,
I'm
a
like,
scene.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty up, pretty positive, still very sweaty, but like showing you this knife wound, and I'm just like, yeah, she gave this to me, and right after I broke her leg.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're very lucky. It's very close to your lungs. If it had gone any deeper, it might have done some real harm.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got like my fingers literally like in there with some like medicated gauze. Just like kind of stuffing it, packing it a little bit. Oh, you big baby.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
What is wrong with you? and I mean this in the serious way. What is wrong with you?
Wrong?
No,
What do
I
you
mean
mean?
not wrong. Something. I mean.
What do you mean wrong?
I mean, you're here perspiring. You're up. You're down. And please, this is no judgment. You live your life the way that you wish. But since we have chosen to throw our lives together, and we are potentially declaring war.
I'd say we've declared it.
Yeah, I think it's officially in the books.
Aye.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. I'll be forthright with you. You are my physician, after all. I'm taking a lot of blood needle lately. I'm just trying to stay really up. I'm thinking. I mean, I'm just planning out the score with the Fog Hounds and also getting everything ready in Silk Shore for bringing over the Friends of Fairness. And I just feel like I just don't want to really be sleeping very much because there's a lot on my plate. So the blood needle keeps me really moving, and I mean it helps me. Like I got a good hookup for it, pretty reliable. I don't think I'll go without it much, but so I think I'm going to be able to operate at this level for a while. So I don't think there's really anything to worry about. Says the man who just like killed two people with like the leg of a grand piano or something.
This is coming from somebody who used to get pretty fucked up. You have to stop taking that. You let me make something for you. Make me make something safer, something that's not going to make you feel like this. Hicks, you were, I mean, shades of Bram Borden in there. The sweating. Oh, I mean, it's a compliment in the best of ways, but this is going to kill you.
It's okay. It's okay for now. It's okay. It's okay. I have it handled. Thank you. Thank you for your concern.
Let me roll your medicine real quick.
Yeah, roll the tinker.
It's a 4.
Aldo wants to do his classic, masking his frustration as harmful ways of treating people's wounds.
Yeah. Oh,
that's how it goes. And then as you finish it up, I just like slap the last bandage on top.
So great. Aldo's at risk of becoming the character who's like, it just wants everyone to be their best selves so much that it's annoying.
Oh, Aldo.
You're not annoying, I'm joking.
No, not at all.
All right, how'd the roll go?
It's a 4.
Okay, great. That's gonna be.
Sorry, how many slots do I fill in there?
That's 2 slots, I believe. Let me check again. I always forget it. So yeah, 1, 2, 5.
Cool.
Yeah, 2 segments for a 4, 5. 6 is a 3.
Cool.
Critical is 5 segments. So yeah, does that fill you up, or do you need to?
No, that only gives me 2.
Gotcha. All right, sure, you haven't done it before. Okay. Great. So that's the first downtime action of downtime. The next thing that happens, Bram, you're at your apartment a few days from this point. And you hear, it's like morning, the morning where there's light out, which is the wrong kind of morning for people to interact with you. But you hear a knock on the door. You can hear people talking outside the window. So he's not here. See, he hasn't answered. How about we give it the minute there, Ash boy? Come on board and we need your help. Amelia, you got another sip in the flask there? It's the short fusers. Are you going to answer the door?
Like 3 chains go, and then I open the door just a little bit. I'm basically unclothed. I'm probably a little bit on. And I'm in the middle of lighting up one of those small, like old-timey cigars.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah.
And I say, what is it? You want to come in?
Thanks, that'd be great if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
So
it's good to see you, Ash boy.
that was Gunpowder Sally, but yeah, Ash boy says, Ash boy.
Like you don't greet anyone except Ash boy.
Yeah. I mean, that's
you grip the
what I was
like the little bit of meat on his wee shoulder.
So 4 of them come in. It's Gunpowder Sally, who's kind of the leader. She's the one who's smoking. Amelia Ricochet, Ash Boy, and Peter Powder, who the last time you met him regaled you of shitting his pants to try and convince the Bluecoats not to search him.
Yeah.
Sally, Peter, good to see you.
I wonder if that worked.
It didn't, he said.
I'd say take a seat, but it would have to be the bed.
And Sally says, that's fine, I can lean here and whatever, like, counter you have, if you have a kitchen in there, or like whatever your this is
Something
getting
pathetic.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I had not imagined that Bram actually has a residence.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
But this could be like in a place, like maybe he's crashing with a friend for.
Sure, that's great. Yeah. That's
To lay
maybe you're at Decker's.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you're at Decker's for a day.
Decker's out. I
Yeah.
don't know where he is.
So there's this old musty grandma couch that's really scratchy. That's against actually a bay window. It's like the nicest. Like the apartment's pretty trashy and the building's terrible, but it's got a bay window, which is great. That's really good. Which is like
Classic.
yeah, classic Decker. So Sally says, "Listen." She throws a newspaper down on the table. You see that? That's Robert. Second in the polls in Coleridge. We've never been this close before, and you know it. Listen, we need a favor. And Peter Powder says, and the problem is we can't pay you. Ashboy, who is, so Gunpowder Sally says, listen, we need you to help us with these. Ashboy, who has lit up a cigar, is looking left and right and nodding. Reminder that Ashboy is 11 years old. He's lit up a cigar, he's looking left and right, nodding. Sally snaps her fingers and eventually he makes a noise and gives her a tube, which she opens up and takes out a large poster and throws it across the Decker's coffee table. It is a bright, vivid red. Color printing, as you know, is striking and very expensive. It has got a very unflattering portrait of Robert Boom, bow-legged as a grasshopper with his hands on a dynamite detonator. The text the text reads, Robert Boom was once responsible for an explosion that destroyed a fireman's station and injured 6 men. What will he do to Duskfall?
Bow-legged as a grasshopper. Oh my god. So funny.
So, that's a pretty compelling advert.
Amelia says, I imagine you can see the problem.
Well, I mean, personally, I'm convinced, but I can see why someone else would be put off. I mean, there's nothing I'd enjoy more than imagining what could happen to Duskfall.
So Sally says, look, we need you and your crew to go through Coleridge and tear these down. Or better, if you could, I mean, it's ridiculous. Ashwood says, if you can find the printing press, where's going on? And if you, the Leviathans, they've got it, you got the printing press. And if you could just blow it up, you blow up the printing press, then all the problems will be solved.
Yeah, all right.
So
yeah, I could do that.
They, so what this score is being given to you is essentially they are asking, this is called cooperation. They're asking a favor of you, which if you don't take it, it will reduce your relationship with them. But also the requirement is that you have to do it before your next score is finished. So you could try and do it on your own as not part of the score.
No, yeah. So Bram presents like a very like sure, like as if they're asking him, for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Of course, the other people in the crew will have to be convinced, but
sure.
Yeah. That's the image he wants to project is like, okay.
Yeah, sure. And Sally says, "Oh, Bram, I know that we've asked a lot of you, but this could be everything for Duskfall for the rest of the day." The ashes are just like flying off of her cigarette as she like gesticulates. It's like, this could be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's all right. You don't need to thank me. But if you can't pay, maybe there's something else you could do. Maybe find some kind of way to make it up to us.
We'll certainly see what we can do, Bram. We'd love to be helpful if we can.
Yeah. All right. I'll put my head on it and see if I come up with anything you can do.
All right. So they head out. As Ashboy leaves, he looks at you and punches you square in the chest and goes, "Cheer up, mate!" And then
I just slap the back of his head.
He just goes
fondly.
Oh, Ashboy.
Yeah, and they leave. So the door to
Cheer up, mate. That little shit.
and Bram just finishes his cigar and watches the street outside, wondering how he's going to convince the crew to do this.
Great. Okay. So, what happens next?
Well, I'll show up. I'll have bought some kind of, maybe like a case of some kind of drinks, just to fill up our stores a little bit. Come in the door, another cigar hanging out of the mouth, and kind of drop the drinks on a, whatever common space there is. Look around, see who's around.
Yeah, who's there?
I'm gonna be there.
Great.
Me too. Maybe this is you coming in at the end.
Finishing and a whap on his.
Yeah. So we just finished up this healing session, and it's like a case of drink. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll grab one out immediately and start drinking it, whatever it is.
Does Varric stumble down from a meeting with Nyrix during this, or is he off in his own thing?
He's off indulging his vice, so he probably will return with his what he has acquired.
Okay, great. Well, let's jump and do that vice really quick, and then we'll have you in the sort of coming in after everyone's been drinking a little bit.
Oh,
okay. So this might be stretching what counts as luxury, but I imagine he was trying to figure out about the birds last time, so he's going to just buy a normal bird, and then try to dye some of its feathers a slightly more opulent color.
That's great. Yeah, I love it. So you're able to let's roll a fortune roll to see how good the bird is that you get.
Yes.
So I think
we not have to dye it at all.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, you're considering how poor you are.
My stash level is quite low.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Oh my gosh!
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I just read this today.
Yes, Sonic Orange, a seagull covered in curry. It's amazing.
Exactly. He's just got a bowl full of turmeric and he's just chucking it.
Amazing. All right, so let's just roll the die. Tell me what the result is.
And so this is based on your stash level, right? Which at the moment I have 1 coin in my stash. So is that rolling 0 dice?
What the heck would that be? Let me check.
Is it when you fill it up that it counts as 1, or when it? Yeah.
We'll give you one. We'll give you 1 die in the circumstance and look up the rule later. I think the bird won't have a huge effect on your success as a criminal.
No, I doubt I could train him to do very much.
Yes.
That's a 5.
Okay, great. So you go to there's the market in Crowsfoot where you guys originally met with Pascal after waiting several hours for him to show up. And where Hicks actually worked very briefly, maybe as a bird seller. Wait, is that what happened? And that's how you got Derek the pigeon?
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it was to reduce heat. I was feigning interest in these birds.
Yeah.
Not knowing that it was actually my intuition at work.
Yes, because you go back to that same bird seller because you remember there was a bird seller one time. So it is a toothless old man who is selling these birds, and he's got most of them. You realize that you are not the first person who has had this idea. Most of these birds are pigeons covered in different spices to look a little bit fancier. There are a couple of seagulls which are actively fighting each other, and one of them is ripping out the other one's feathers as you watch inside a cage. And there is also a rat onto which a couple of bird wings have been attached, just hanging out in this cage. You are able to see through the man's very charming deception, which largely is effective because I can't really say exactly. I understand, but it's a good pigeon. Very pigeon here. You get birds. It's attempting to explain this to you. You get a pigeon that looks pretty good. It's actually got some nice plumage. It's one of those pigeons that's like kind of like it's white and kind of like beautiful on its own, so they didn't have to put any spices in it. And it's got kind of this like messed up feather that looks as if it has some sort of plume, which was kind of what the Taikarose birds are all about. So it's a pretty good bird.
A blank canvas.
So yeah, Varric's gonna come down with like a falconing glove on to protect himself from this from the talons.
Pigeon, the talons, the large pigeon talons.
Yeah, and he's gonna say, I'd like to introduce you all to my new Taikarose friends.
What color have you stained it?
I've stained the top of his head a bright red, and then yellow on the wings, and then I've left the rest of him white.
Nice.
Is it obvious?
I imagine.
Make a study roll.
Okay.
Make a study roll. And I'll tell you what you discover. Twos. It's a pigeon.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you all.
I'd like to assess the demeanor of the bird.
Are you gonna fight this bird?
This takes little assessment. The bird is like pretty like generally agreeable. It flies off of his hawking thing pretty immediately, and it starts pecking around at the table for like crumbs of old meals you've had here.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just sort of looking around.
Is Derek still around?
Derek's in my house.
Derek is thought to be dead by everyone.
Yes, despite the true lore.
Yeah, it's the only thing I could sneak past Hicks.
Yeah,
I got Derek home.
Yeah. Wow, cool. What's his name?
Egbert.
Egbert. Have a drink, Egbert. Brom's treating.
Egbert sort of pokes at the and just like keeps hitting his beak against the bottle, which is too narrow for his head.
They say he's one of the most intelligent breeds, in fact.
Who says that?
People.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm just messing with you, man. Yeah, he looks really smart.
The pigeon continues to slam his head against the bottle of this thing, which he cannot get into.
Yeah.
I'll just take the bottle and pour a little out onto the table for it.
It then goes back to the bottle and like tries to.
You dumb fool.
He's very, very smart and very beautiful. It's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Bram, what's on your mind? You're over there, smoke basically pouring out of your ears. What's going on? You're bringing us a bunch of drinks, and you got nothing to say at all.
Well, I just wanted to make nice for whatever conflicts we've had recently. And we just went and killed a bunch of people, so I thought it would be good to share a drink. And I need to ask you all a favor, but it's up to you. I've heard from the short fuses. Sounds like they've got a job that won't pay. At least not in cash. But if you have any ideas of a favor that we could get from the short fuses in return, it might be worth talking to them about. They want us to, to get rid of some sort of printing press that's putting out posters that are hurting the political campaign. Which I am fully in favor of. I understand that not everyone has the same politics that I do, but they're very close to disrupting the entire power structure. Where is it again that they're doing their?
Char Hollow is where
Char Hollow,
Robert Boone could be elected.
Yeah, Robert Boom is second in Char Hollow. Just needs a little momentum. So if there's anything that we could do, it would be to find the printing press, destroy it, and maybe we can get something from them in return.
They did also
wonder-
offer, I'll just throw this out there, sorry. They did also offer, if you can just tear down a bunch of the posters, that could also be effective. It would probably mean less of a potential reward from them in the future, but you could probably, two of you do it each with spending a downtime action if you want to do
But
that.
yeah, did you present that, Bram, as an option, or is there one
Yeah.
option?
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
I'll present
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right,
that's
that's
it.
fine. That's fine.
Sorry, yeah,
Of course,
I
I
didn't know.
I could just walk around and tear them down too.
Well, I
How-
wonder if perhaps we could get some explosives from the short fusers to
Yeah.
help us out with the Orca's tooth job.
It's possible.
All right. Well, we just show up there and we say, okay, we're here for the explosives to blow up the printing press. Throw in a few more, and they can hook us up with their friends who make
large
explosives, I guess.
is the printing press? Is it something we could perhaps acquire for ourselves, and instead of blowing it up, take it?
I imagine it would take some effort to disassemble it.
Yeah, but the entire apparatus would probably weigh about 2 tons. But you could take
Yeah,
pieces
it would be
of
like
it.
a whole room, right?
Yeah,
like there'd
yeah,
be
it'd be
like
like
a
a-
printing floor.
Yeah.
What do you
essentially.
have in mind here, Varric? You got something you want to print?
Just having an easy way to distribute things to the masses would be, I think, valuable for business.
We're going to start advertising our business.
Well, it might be useful to have a legitimate front.
Remember the guys who
Something
burned
to
that bar and killed 4 people brutally? That was us. Do
That
you
was a
want
little
us to
out
work?
of character for us.
It was certainly ambitious, at least, but
Or
maybe still out of.
it was perhaps into character.
That was purely
I
intel
would-
gathering.
I will say it started out as intel gathering, but we need to get our shit together. That escalated.
It was
very,
fun.
very quickly. Very
Yeah, but-
quickly.
But
it
we
has served our
escalate.
larger purposes.
I suppose in the end it did. Aye. But back to our idea.
Well, let's do a little bit of work on this printing press. Let's see where it is. Let's see who's running it, who's guarding it, because I don't know if we can agree to that whole fucking lick of business, man. We got a lot on the plate right now. And I mean, we might be able to walk around and tear down some posters for them, but good grief. We're not their private muscle.
No, of course not. But
Let's see.
I do think we'll hurt the relationship if we say no.
Okay. Well, there's something to that. Let's do some research.
You're currently at a +3 with the short fusers. They're like that's the best it can be, best friends. So 3 would mean that 3 means that they're willing to potentially go to war with you. I think. I mean, the short fusers wouldn't necessarily have a lot to add in war. I mean, except Ash Boy, obviously. who's a
Or
great asset.
bombs
Yeah,
though. I
exactly.
feel
Yeah,
like
an
they
army,
could be
actually.
like demolition people who hit the sewer tunnel while we're hitting the Orca's tooth.
Yeah, totally.
Perhaps.
I mean, really, what this could be is an investment so that they become our muscle, or at least our firepower.
Something to that. Well, and what do you think about, be straight with us about what you think about Robert Boom. Do you think Robert Boom is the guy for Char Hollow, or what are you
Yeah,
thinking about this?
Yeah. I think he's a fucking madman. But that's exactly what Char Hollow needs. There's nothing I'd rather see than the entire thing just turned into a big fucking joke.
Why? Fun?
It all needs to go down. The whole system is corrupt.
I
I
agree with you there.
yes. I'm not sure that anything will replace it that won't be in itself corrupt. But in this
The key is
case,
to control it from the top. If you're in charge, doesn't matter how corrupt it is.
Well, it's just our brand of good. That's the thing about corrupt, is it's just someone's brand of I'm being the good guy. But it would just be us.
Well, that's what I really like about Boom, because he knows he's a madman. He knows he's just there to blow it up. He's not making any pretense of doing a good job.
Something to that.
I could care less who's in there. But if you think he's great, then Bram, I'll support you in that. Honestly, it could be a 90-year-old cat. I wouldn't care.
Now that would be a sight.
All right.
So
Well,
we can scope it out, perhaps. I can.
Yeah, let me get back to them with an answer, and talk about getting some explosives in return, or at least contacts, so we can buy our own.
yeah. Or, I mean, ask them to help us. Ask them to help us out. Because I think they will. Yeah, I mean, if all they got to do is show up and, when we hit the Orca's Tooth. If they can show up and make some fireworks happen and mess with the Fog Hounds in this way, I think that would be payment enough, because we're going to get a Leviathan Hunter ship out of this, which is worth... How much coin is that worth? You know, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it in the end. We'll help them out. Tell them absolutely yes, we would be happy to help. We need one itsy bitsy favor to supply and plant the explosives.
Yeah, all right.
Or whatever you think is good, Bram.
That's good.
Great.
And this is now. Did you want to? You'd mentioned scoping out the actual printing press and making a decision about that versus posters.
No, I think we ought to. I mean, let's just commit to doing the whole job. We'll take care of the printing press. That could be our next score, and then the Fog Hounds could be the one after that.
Cool. Yeah.
Maybe.
Cool.
Follow our heart.
You go into the short fuses. You want to go talk to him?
Yeah, and we don't I don't know. I guess will I need to make any kind of consort roll to convince them, or you think
they are grateful for the help. You briefly, when you visit them, see Robert himself going from thing to thing, and he shakes your hand vigorously and says, "Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Borden." Slams his hand on your shoulders, walks away, and you smell ash and gunpowder on your fingers.
And Bram just kind of giggles.
Oh my god.
He's just like this fiery eyed.
He's a fucking madman.
All right, downtime actions. So we've got one indulged vice from Varric. We've got a recovery from Hicks. We've got more actions from other people.
I need a recovery action too.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe before I go to the short fusers, I'll kind of nod at Aldo and say,
can you look at this again? You think it looks any better? You still think there's nothing we could do?
Been keeping it covered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now.
Well, the whole point of the covering is it has the ointment. It's special. It's supposed to do the work. Okay. Well, let me take a look at this again here, and I'm gonna just like straight press into it. Does that hurt still?
Yeah.
Okay. I just rolled a 4 again.
Okay, so 2 ticks on your thing, but you have the permanent +1, so I don't know where that gets you. You done?
Yeah, that puts me at 3.
Gotcha.
Not quite there.
Yeah.
Okay, now keep this on, and maybe it can actually heal. And again, it's not going to go all the way, but the pain will mostly stop.
All right. Thank you.
And Bram, I know you wouldn't like me to bring this up, but I appreciate what you said about some of the tension between all of us. And I want you to know I'm only looking to prove your innocence. Whether that means anything to you or not.
You don't need to prove anything, and neither do I.
it my way, and otherwise you can count on me for now.
You're a son of a bitch. And I walk away.
God, Aldo.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. What's that? So that was a recovery for Bram.
I'd like to indulge my vice, and I kind of want to.
He's gonna kill himself.
I kind of want to. I want to indulge a little bit, says the fucking drug addict maniac.
I've been going so. I've been so bored.
I've been so bored. Yeah, I've just been so high strung. I kind of want to shoot some blood needle and go to the fighting pits with Bram, if possible. Bram, are you planning on indulging your vice this downtime?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's make a day of it. Yeah, I wanna fuck someone up. Yeah.
Amazing. So you're gonna.
Is
you're
there
gonna
like
fight?
is there like the equivalent of an open mic night?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Free for all.
Yes, absolutely. You could fight each other if you wanted. Whatever you want to do.
No, I only
Come on
use
in.
rec. I only use rec. I don't have any points in anything else except rec. So I never want to fight my friends because I need to fight someone who is wreckable in my mind.
Yes, indeed.
It's best not to wreck your friends.
Yep, that's great. So there's actually, you guys having both once attended the university, you might be interested in. There is a secret fighting pit that happens in a lecture hall, in the basement of one of the.
So is this like Bram telling me about this? Like we're talking one day about how we both went to the university, and you're like, "Did you ever go to this?" or something, and I'm like, "What?" Let's go. Let's go.
All right. They get together and they fight in the lecture hall.
Who though? Who's fighting? Is it professors fighting students?
No,
Do I get to fight a professor?
no, it's mostly students.
Is Jameson still fucking working there? That motherfucker failed me. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's go.
Amazing. All right, so you head to to this charter hall place. It's late at night. One night you like see the familiar lights of like the university hall is still lit up, and like these lampposts outside. It's the gardens are a little bit faded and like weeds are growing and so on, but like it's still a kind of a classy establishment. And you guys both recall your experiences separated by about a decade of having gone to university here.
Cool.
Am I 10 years older than you?
I don't know if it's that much. Your guys' call.
How old are you, Hicks?
I'm 34.
So yeah, I am 10 years older.
Yep. So yeah, you had there's a kid who's holding the door, and he lets both of you in, and sort of looks at both of you with a look of kind of wonder, because mostly when you get down to the lecture hall, most of these are 22-year-old kids. And then there's a couple adjunct professors actually who are here, who are blowing off some steam.
Yeah, I mean adjunct professors, nothing else to fucking live for.
Yeah, they can't get tenure. They gotta punch something.
Yeah, man.
So you get paired up, Ben, against a geology professor who, like the dogs in like the Dalmatians movies, like he matches the subject he teaches. So he's just like this chunky man, like he's got he's wearing just like a tweed vest and no shirt underneath. He's got these like big muscly arms. Let's just make a
so I'm like like naked to the waist, soaking wet with my own sweat, about 115 pounds, like,
oh my gosh,
like looking at this giant man and just like breathing heavily. And
just roll indulge by your unless you want to roll the wreck just to see what happens. I
want to roll the wreck, duh, and I want to sacrifice position for effect always. In that I don't know, maybe I'm gonna bite him or something. I don't know, I'm gonna like wreck him though.
Yes.
But I rolled a 5.
Okay, great. So you sacrifice precision for effect in specifically the way that the rules indicate that there is to be no biting, and you choose to bite in.
And I'm just like, his blood is in my mouth, and I'm like, you fucking cowards banned biting? These are your original weapons, you fools! You've forgotten what we are! They're like, Brom's like dragging me out or something.
There's a student who's like, he's right from an evolutionary perspective! I've been saying this! So you actually like you do really well. Like you're like not like before you get into the fight, like you're like this little like wormy dude who's like freaking like dodging around this thing. Goes like it's doing pretty well in the fight, but then gets disqualified from fighting. So they drag you away. But
Great.
So all right, let's roll the indulgence. See how that feels.
Sorry, what do I roll for that? Remind me.
You're gonna roll your lowest attribute, so it's
That's right.
the thing in which you have the least number of dots, first dots, which is I think prowess because you only have one.
Got it. Well, I rolled a 2, but I do have functioning vice, which allows me to adjust that by up to 2.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Great. And then Bram, if you also fight, you can also adjust your dice roll because we're indulging vice together.
Yes.
That is legit. Add some power.
Is by how much?
By 2.
By up to 2, by 1 or 2 up or down.
Okay.
So you can stop yourself from overindulging, and you can also increase the amount you take,
Gotcha.
which is awesome. Because overindulging potentially can be quite frustrating, which we haven't done yet because only Bram is traumatized. All right, so Bram, do you have an idea of who you fight, or should I generate someone?
I don't mind you generating it.
Okay.
You generate so well, Ted.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. So you, the professor it's not a professor, it's a student who you take on, who's this kind of ugly-looking kid. He's pretty tall. He is. He's the kid who talked about evolutionary, like from an evolutionary perspective. So he's like,
he's dead.
yeah. So he's kind of like, and he's walking in this like stupid way where his arms are like trailing behind him, like as if he's trying to like imitate some sort of animal behavior. You can tell this kid's studying like evolution.
Punch him already.
So yeah, go in.
He doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, make the roll and see how it goes.
Yeah, so again, this is Bram. His vice really is like just absolutely letting loose and becoming an animal.
Yes.
And so it's less about like necessarily getting hit or doing the hitting, but it's just like the complete lack of control.
Yes.
And so by the time his fight comes up, he's been drinking. He's like shouting at the audience.
Yes.
Doesn't have any kind of regard for his own well-being, and he rolls a 6.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. So one of the things you do is like there's this chalkboard, which is sort of this very large chalkboard related to this kind of thing, and there are several impact marks of previous things, which someone has to explain on Monday mornings. But you slam this guy and give this thing a nice new crater, like boom of his skull going into this thing and like buckling the chalkboard beneath it.
And I've just fall down on top of him with like his blood smearing on my.
Oh my god! No, man, they're never letting us back in here. They might cancel this thing after this. We like ruined their function. We wrecked it. You're reckless, and I'm rolling wreck, and
at
it's
the end of
working.
this, Bram, you are approached by several young students who go, "You were fucking amazing. That was incredible. That's the best. Oh my god, that's the best fight I've ever seen."
All right. Don't get it hard on you, little fuck.
So I was like, "Could you give me an autograph?"
No, you piece of shit.
I slapped the paper out of his hand.
Oh man, did you see how hard he hit me? That was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Take another drink, slap Hicks on the back, and say, "Let's go, kid."
Yes, I like kiss this kid on the face and like push him away against the wall and put my arm around him and I like punch the wall and I'm like, I fucking hate this place as we're leaving. like hyphy and insane. It's getting insane.
Yes, and all of them just like sort of like after this dude got kissed and shoved into a wall, they all just sort of like their eyes follow you out of the lecture hall in just utter wonder.
We're gonna get arrested not for the heat.
I know, man.
For corrupting the youth.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna really quick throw something at you, Bram, which is that the morning after this event is your lunch, your breakfast with Marlene.
Oh my god.
Hold on. I have to make my stress recovery roll.
Oh yes, do that.
The reason we're here.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the reason we're here. Yeah.
Okay, so I roll. I take the highest, and then I can.
Yes, take the highest, and you can adjust it by 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna adjust it by 1 and go all the way down.
Okay.
It was a 6.
It was a 6. Great. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'll have to look that up if it's. I mean, I assume it's cool to go above 6. I mean, it seems amazing that you could get 8 reduced from a single thing. But we'll take it for now, and I'll check it out and see if I need to be more mean. But I like it for now.
Also, I rolled my stress in to 1. So.
Dang it!
It's not much of a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know it.
It matches. Yeah, deep down, Varric knows.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Egbert isn't quite.
Yeah, you know in your heart that you're still just a phony.
Gosh, that's brutal. Okay, so actually, Bram, you feel amazing. You feel so relaxed. So do you show up at breakfast with Marlene?
Yes.
Yeah, great, good. How does so she? It's breakfast with her at a Silk Shore Cafe, unless I said a Charter Hall Cafe last time, I don't remember. But when you arrive, she's wearing worn denim pants, sleeveless shirt, and the fancy coat she had bought for a previous thing. She smiles when you arrive and punches you very hard in the shoulder on seeing you and says, "So, what are you buying me?"
I'm sorry, I'm a little late. A couple of minutes late. It was this piece of shit. Anyway, it's not.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to eating something with you. I've heard this place is terrible.
Eggs? You want some French toast? What are we having?
That sounds perfect. Yeah. So they have they serve well, the things I wrote were stringy pheasant, pigeon fillet, cod, carp, and amberack. But
that's
you can have
much more detailed world building.
Hold on. Can you say those again?
Stringy pheasant, pigeon fillet, and of course, cod, carp, and amberack.
Carp and amberack.
I don't know what amberack is. It's a fish. I just looked it up. It's like, that's a cool word. I'll keep it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have some fish. Fish for breakfast.
Yeah.
Is that what you want, mate?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it. Yeah. So you both order. She's got a big old cod, and after as you're eating, she says, "God, you eat like a fucking barbarian. Who raised you?"
What are you? What? I'm just eating my meal. You think I'm doing it for a performance?
If that's how society is to you, if that's what it is, simply a performance, then I understand.
Okay. Don't get into this again.
No.
Yo.
You're right. You're fine. And then she starts to imitate you and eats like.
People look when you do it. No one's looking at me.
Whatever. So, you're looking pretty good. What did you do this week? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just had some engagements and things are going well.
You said you're working. You had a new business. What do you mean by it? What's going on with it?
Well, we were transporting goods. I think I might have mentioned that.
Yeah, I think you did.
We're doing quite well, I'd say. Got some work in Crowsfoot.
That is dangerous there these days. Isn't there some sort of fight happening?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well,
dangerous. It's a bit more dangerous since I showed up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, if I hear anything about shipping enterprises, I suppose I'll let you know.
Oh, no, you don't want to get involved in all that.
Oh, well, I'll say, my friend does some of it, She, as you continue eating, she says, "So, What are you doing after this? And one eyebrow rises in a way that you understand what she means.
I lean in and tell her exactly what I'm going to do after this.
Yeah.
So so we've done indulge vice from a couple people. We've got some recoveries. Aldo, what are you doing for your downtime? You go into the archives? You gonna talk to Jaren? What's happening?
Yeah. No.
Okay. You also technically going to talk to Jaren wouldn't be part of a long
downtime activity.
Yeah.
I'll get to that.
Sure.
If anyone has something that they want to do, I'm formulating
Okay. Anything else for Bram? Did you have another? Oh,
I think
Ben,
I've done 2.
Oh yeah, because you did recovery and indulge. Yeah.
Just meet with the short fusers.
Nice. Yeah. So we've done that. You talked to them, and they agreed to help you with this. They'll be available for this next Orca's Tooth hits, and in exchange for this deal. Yeah.
I need to acquire some blood needle.
Okay. Yeah. So you head to. Just a second. I'll tell you where you're going. There is. You meet on a totally unassuming bench in Charter Hall with a young woman wearing a bright red coat with a very butch haircut. She, you know her. No, she introduces herself and says, "Good to meet you. I'll be here seeing from now on. If you'd like to call me something, you can call me Nettle. It might be my name, but it might just be something special for you and me."
I'm touched, Nettle. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Hicks.
Oh, Hicks. A wonderful name. And you guys sit for a minute, a sort of pleasant conversation, and eventually she leaves without saying anything specific to you, and when you leave, there's something in your pocket and something in hers.
Great. Pleasure, Nettle.
Yeah, I guess let's roll to see if you guys acquire asset does require a roll. But yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Great. I'm gonna roll consort.
Great. Yeah.
5.
Okay, great. So you get what you're looking for.
Great.
In the amount that you're looking for. Nothing crazy
Great.
this time. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Nothing weird at all. Everything's fine.
Haha. Nothing weird. Great. That's all my actions.
Great.
So, are we getting bombs from them? From
the short fusers have agreed to help with the Fog Hounds score.
I think Hicks mentioned that we might show up and be like, okay, we're gonna blow up the printing press. Give us some explosives and add on a little extra more.
Some extra,
Yeah.
I see.
That's something that they can provide.
And getting them to operate it was what I had suggested.
Yeah. Great. Let's make a consort roll with them. So you go to Gunpowder Sally and talk about it. And she says, okay, let me see what we can do. Make a roll and we'll see what they can do. A consort or whatever. I mean, you could do something else if you want. You could get in a fist fight with her or whatever.
Does someone want to come with me?
I'll come with you.
I also feel like I've done a lot. You know what I mean? I don't want to be hard.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be
Go ahead, Aldo.
Well, I mean, I think we can go. It can be a part of our day together or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine with me as well because I'm interested in actually acquiring the bombs. I'd be the one who'd probably be setting them and blowing them, but I can consort.
Yeah, so I would bring you. You know, like you're the one who knows about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As you get there, you see a couple of them are working on things, and Ash Boy says, "Are you the one who blew up the thing on the ship and it was a fire? I heard there's a guard was a ship on fire. Was it you?"
Well, it wasn't really my intention, but what can I say? We tend to improvise a lot, yes?
And then he punches you in the chest very hard and says,
"Oh!"
and says, "He was the guy!"
Fool.
and he's gone. Like he runs away.
My gosh.
Up into the rigging of this mechanic shop.
He's a legend. He's mythical.
Oh. I hope he never hits me. He'll hurt me.
Yeah, he did.
Barak would literally die.
You sever level 1 harm. Ash voice
Yeah.
touch.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah,
And Gunpowder Sally comes up and says, Besseron, right? Nice to meet you.
mm.
I can take you back and look at some of these.
Very well indeed.
So, yeah,
See
so let's
their
make
operation. What are they up to?
yeah, they're a lot of it is sort of they've converted this mechanic shop into essentially like the headquarters of a political movement, which they're not very good at. Like all of the posters they have, like you do not like there's a stack of posters that they've been working on. Not a single one of them is untarnished by someone's sooty fingerprints. Like it's just, and a lot of them are just hand drawn. So like this very nice, the bow-legged is across the grasshopper one of Robert Boom is comparatively so well made, and these ones are just like sketches. With like basic message of, the future is coming, Robert Boom.
What a statement, Robert.
I was like,
So
that's
true.
That's a really good advert.
So true.
It is-
Right to the
it's-
point.
yeah.
No one can argue with this.
It is factually true.
I never thought about it.
The future.
It is. Or are we coming for it, Robert? I don't know. I might challenge Robert on his logic, but
Oh, that's great. But yeah, they do have like some meager supplies of explosives left. Some of them you recognize as still having a little bit of the explosives that you had given them back in the day.
Mhm.
But they do have some more. They've been getting a lot of them look kind of homemade, like they might be making these in-house, but
Yeah.
not a whole lot. No, not as much as you like. But yeah, go ahead and make the consort.
Okay.
Okay. Sally is just like, we would, we'd love to help you with this. Seriously, I think we probably don't have enough to split between the two jobs. We could give you some. We give you some of it for the Fog Hounds job, or give it to you to do the printing press. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be on your own to figure out how you do the printing press.
Is there any way before I talk with Bram about this?
Yeah.
But is there a connection we could make? Someone we could talk to? Maybe if we can purchase our own. It's been a while since I've built my own bomb, and I would rather not do it.
And then Ash Boy appears. His head pops down and says, "You make bombs? I love making bombs."
I've made a few in my time. I can't say they are as beautiful as these bombs. Did you make these yourself?
He says, "Ash Boy," and then disappears into the
Gosh.
ceiling.
he'll be there when we need him. He's like this fey like creature, and we are his patron in a way, or could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm switching to the Ash Boy
He's our
patron
patron.
playbook.
Yeah, there you go. Ash Boy patron.
Yeah. So let's make another roll with our gal to see if she knows someone who you can connect with. Another consort.
I feel like you could roll Tinker because you're talking shop.
Yeah,
But I'm not there, so don't listen to me if you don't want to.
I'd buy it if you want to.
It's a 4.
Okay. She says, honestly, Bluecoats cracked down pretty heavily on people making explosives. So obviously they've got some of their own. I suppose I could ask. You could ask the Railjacks if they've got anything for construction that they're working on.
Of course. Well, let's. I appreciate your help. I think Bram,
Yeah.
do you think these would be better spent on the Fog Hound job? And we can find another way to make sure that the printing press is taken care
Yeah, we could just burn the building down.
Oh, yes, indeed. I can do that.
Demonstrated that.
But thank you very much. And Ash Boy, I yell out, thank you.
Ash boy! You just hear this clanging in the pipes, as if he is crawling around in the pipes of this building.
Just for a moment, I look at, sorry, what's her name?
Gunpowder Sally.
Sally, and I say, "Is he all right?" Like dead serious.
She goes, who?
What?
And I just walk away.
I want to check like the ghost burns.
Oh, is Ash Boy real?
Is that why it goes? I got
It's
a new thing.
only created more questions.
Wow, love that.
Your any ghost burns you have are not activated.
Okay, of course.
So, if Ash Boy is supernatural, he is of another kind.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Okay.
What else is going down?
Well, that's
Aldo,
that.
you got some downtime action?
I do have some downtime actions. One, this isn't a downtime action, but I can use my analyst ability to put 2 ticks into clocks. I have 1 more left on
Oof.
Lightning 101.
Nice.
Wow, fun.
So that will complete my Lightning 101 training. I'm not sure what.
Wow.
I'd like to start a new clock as well.
Yes. Yeah, so let me first, your understanding, so Lightning 101 means that you understand the essential principles on how electroplasmic energy functions. And by, so essentially beforehand, looking at any piece of electroplasmic technology of any complexity would be reduced effect because you wouldn't understand it. In this case, you do understand it and can now and can now interact with it without reduced effect. Essentially, that's any simple lightning, lightning related technology. You certainly are capable of tinkering with or attempting to make your own. I mean, you shut down the power in a whole district, which is pretty legit.
I mean, I meant to just do the building, but
Yeah.
You're just a student.
Yeah.
Or had been.
Yeah. So
Now you've learned.
Yes. Turning things off is always a bit easier than making them work. So, so now you're feeling that you might be able to do both. So, yeah, what's your new clock that you want to start related to?
I want to invent a device.
Okay, tell me about this device that you're interested in inventing.
I want it to essentially be a tiny, and this might be too advanced for this, but I'm thinking
We'll see.
along the lines of the lightning shields, but on a more, if not a personal level, at least a focused, something that could generate something for enough time.
Yeah.
I mean, for a period of time. I just don't know how difficult with my rudimentary knowledge.
Yeah.
On the lightning stuff.
Yeah. What you understand about ghosts is that they are essentially, lightning phobic. Like they are, even if you had a hose shooting sparks, that would drive them away. The big challenge of creating an effective barrier to ghosts is making it not be equally harmful to people as it is to ghosts. That's the challenge. That's the engineering challenge really happening here. And so, the kind of thing you might build would be essentially a taser expanded, where you essentially have a fork where there's electric energy passing between both ends of it, which you could then use to threaten or frighten ghosts. That would probably be the first step that you'd go towards. But obviously, the moving on to something that would be encompassing an area or larger effect would be probably.
I guess one along that line would be to create a current between a very simple rudimentary, put a
like a fence,
stakes in the ground, the lightning fence. But
yeah,
that is maybe the best I can think of.
Yes, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's a legitimate start. Yeah, let's make that an 8-part clock.
Okay. And I'd like to use one of my downtime actions to, to advance this. Well, I still have 1 tick that I can stick in.
Yes, you can. Man, those all your special abilities are very cool. Like that particular one, like putting 2 ticks forward is very nice.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's really cool.
Yes, I'd like to start on that. I suppose I will go to the archives, and this isn't a downtime action, I suppose.
Nope, just to gathering information. Yeah.
I'll go find Jaren. I'll be waiting outside with a drink, a coffee before him.
Okay, so you're meeting him outside after he leaves on his break. Yeah, so it's like lunchtime. It's this gloomy day. Day is never as bright now as it used to be before the cataclysm. Yeah, the sun cracked. Yeah, you could look up and see these little lines in the sun. But you wait in this sort of gloomy day. Jaren comes out and is walking by and sees you and goes, and tries to keep walking past you.
Wait! I got you your favorite meal. It's this thing he was eating the first time I sat down. Whatever it was.
Great.
Wait! I got this for you.
He says, "I do not want to talk. I don't want to talk to you." You could make a roll. What are you trying to do?
Okay, I'm going to say. I can't remember. I had. Sure. I will try to consort with him if this works. But I'll say, look, it will only take a minute. It would be unfortunate for you to be found having been consorting with wanted criminals. I would hate for you to lose your job.
That seems a little bit more like a sway than a consort.
I know. I'll take stress. I'll take stress. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm serious, I'd turn myself in. Why not? 6.
Okay, great. So he goes, "What is it?" And he pulls you into this little alcove.
Okay, well, everything I wanted from you before, you were doing your best, but this might be something you can actually help me with.
Okay.
I am looking for information about an old case. Perhaps about 10 years ago, involving a man named Borden and a young girl. Apparently, many people know about this. Does this ring any bells?
Are you a detective now or something?
I am whatever I feel like being today. Thank you very much. I bought your lunch. The least you can be is grateful.
So takes the lunch you've shoved at him and goes, "Okay, a case with a girl? What about the girl?"
The girl was raped.
Okay.
All I'm asking is for any information that you have, reports, investigations of the time. I am just looking for information. I'm just looking for the truth.
Okay. All right, fine. He takes the lunch with him. He says, "You wait out in the park out here. I'll be back in half an hour." So he leaves. He heads back into the archives. It's this large, sturdy building. It's far enough from the police headquarters that you're not feeling like you're on, shaky ground. He's gone into there. It's a large sort of greenery, sort of like it's on the green. It's actually less than a mile from the university, so it's sort of part of the same neighborhood in terms of the university. As you're sitting there on a bench, a regiment. Not a regiment, but you see a couple of graduates of the Imperial Military Academy coming and sitting near you, and they're joking with each other. They're all in uniform, and they sit across from you and stay there for some time. They're just chatting about different things and ribbing each other. They're young kids, and then after a while they start looking at you and noticing you.
I'm gonna stand up and walk away. I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to leave the area. I want to walk away from them. I don't want to.
Yeah. Let's make a roll to see. Finesse is maybe a thing. You're just trying to sort of, sneak out, and make it look like nothing. How'd it go?
2s again. I wasted So many good rolls on trying to get information about Bram Borden.
So you hear a tap on your shoulder, and the soldier behind you says, "Excuse me, would you settle a bet for us?"
Of course.
My friends and I, we wondered, there were a few telltale signs, specifically with the way you wear your boots and the lines of what looked like could have been former ways you could have done your hair. Did you serve?
Yes, I did. That's very astute of you. Very astute observation.
See, gentlemen, I told you. That's for me. And he reached out his hand, and a couple of like silvers go into his hand. He said, "I wanted to thank you. The people of Catalan are so much better off being a part of the Akrosi Empire, and it is thanks to people like you that is possible. So thank you for your service." He reached out his hand.
Don't thank me, please.
He keeps his hand held out and says, You're surely too modest, sir."
And I will literally slap the hand away and I say, "Don't thank me. The people of Catalan. The Empire is the worst thing that could have happened to the people of Catalan. I served, yes, and I do not anymore."
I am surprised to hear you say that, and somewhat disappointed. And then another one says, "I suppose we shouldn't expect any more from it."
Okay, I will.
You're going for that guy, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to push past this guy immediately and walk straight up to him. And am I packing? Let's see. Can I be a light load?
It could be light. Yeah, I think that's the sort of the standard for when you're just.
I'm going to pull a pistol out and shove it into this guy's belly, like up as far as I can get it to almost up into the sternum.
Yeah, up to his ribcage. Okay, great. Yeah, let's make a skirmish roll to see how effectively you're able to push through the group, get up to him.
I'm taking lots of stress today.
Oh,
no. It's a 6.
Okay.
Oh,
great,
yes.
Yeah. So you shove the guy who is talking to you aside, shove through another one. He goes sprawling onto a bench and falls backwards into a bush. You see the bottom of his shoes flailing in the air, and then you grab the other one by his collar, put the gun up against his ribcage, and he just stares down at you.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
The one who you originally spoke to said he should not have said that. That was extremely inappropriate.
I am not talking to you. What did you say?
I said we should have expected it. Someone like you.
From someone like me. Would you elaborate on that, please? Would you explain to me how you would expect someone like me to forsake his position in me?
You hear voices behind you. Says, "Is there a problem here?" And you see 5 blue coats.
No, I don't want this. Okay. And
They are behind you, so they cannot see the gun.
Yep. I'm going to pull the gun off of this guy and stow it into the front of my pants.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to grab this man by the meat of his shoulders. And I am going to turn him around and with my arm over the side of him say, No, I'm sorry. We had a dispute about the bet.
The blue coats look at you in sort of confusion for a second, and they look to the guy for confirmation.
And before he says anything, can I finesse a syringe into my hand?
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Obvious answer.
Of course.
Okay. I just have them strapped up in here.
Yes.
Or whatever. I got a few things.
Yep.
It's actually honestly just Edge, but he doesn't know this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of just it's a 4, by the way.
Okay, great.
I just want to like kind of stick it into him, and he'll feel it.
Yeah. So he goes, no, officers. It's well, he looks like he's about to say something, and the a couple of his other compatriots say, "There's nothing wrong. We were talking. He's a veteran. Please, everything's okay." And the guy eventually goes, "Yeah, it's okay." And you see his pupils dilating. The bluecoats, however, stick like they say, well, you can go on your way, and they talk to them a little bit. I'm gonna give the crew a heat.
So I guess.
So,
out of the heat.
But the one who originally initiated the bet looks at you, like follows you as you go, with a very ambiguous expression. It's not clear if he, what he's feeling.
Okay.
You eventually you get yourself back to the alcove where you were hiding before. Eventually, Jaren comes and finds you, and he brings with him a couple of newspaper clippings.
I'm sure these are all true.
Yes. I'll give you 2 of them. There are 2 that he gets you. One of them, it's not a full. None of them are full articles. They're just things. I want to put them into general, I guess.
Ooh.
So they're just little.
You've been working hard. I thought I was like expecting like an image of a newspaper.
Oh my gosh, that would be sweet. That'd be sweet. Yeah, no, I don't have that in this case.
Come on, Ted. Get good.
The first, yeah, seriously, get good, man. First
JK,
says,
man.
school teacher under investigation. A Charterhouse school teacher named Bram Borden is accused of inappropriate relationship with the children in his class, several 9-year-old girls. Next, more details come to light in pedophile case. 2 girls, 9 years old, testify to the sexual predations of their teacher. They claim that he took the moves flat on pretenses and did things I didn't want him to do. They also claim that his interest extended to at least a dozen children in the class. Borden, 27, claims innocence, declaring that the girls are lying for political reasons. The writer is curious, how political can 9-year-old girls be? Yeah, I'll give you this one as well.
Hey, I was about to shake this dude down.
Yeah,
Is this it?
Yeah. Here's the other one. Child rapist walks free. Citing a lack of evidence, Inspector Tyne Meacham has declared that there will be no trial in the case of Bram Borden. The school teacher has lost his post and will surely never find another teaching children or anyone for that matter. We can only hope that this detestable figure will crawl into some dark hole and disappear from our memories, if not from the city entirely.
Persona non grata.
So I think with that, we'll end the session.
Whoa!
Why don't we go for 2 more hours?